Hey, Phil, are you there? I hate to tell you this, but I might not be able to make it home tonight.
Excuse me, you going to be late again? Or are you saying you're not coming home at all? You're staying overnight somewhere?
Yeah, well, it's not decided yet, but the possibility of not coming home at all is pretty certain.
Really? Didn't your company put out some policy for this winter? It's supposed to get bad today, so unless you're on the night shift, all employees are supposed to leave early because there might be transportation delays or something. Wasn't that what they announced last week?
Yeah, that's what they said, all right, and I was all ready to leave when we got a call from one of our major clients. Apparently they encountered some serious system trouble on their main operating system. The weather is getting bad, but I can't just leave this and go home. We're talking about a major client. We really have to handle it tonight.
Yeah, I suppose it comes with the job, huh? Being a system engineer can get pretty hectic. They're always turning to you when there's even a tiny glitch. Anyway, this isn't the first time. Remember the one last year?
How can I forget that? That was during the big hurricane, wasn't it? That was pretty bad. But this time at least I don't have to go on site. I can do this all remote, but the only problem is I have no idea when this can be solved. We tried several solutions, but it rejected them all. Really not sure what the problem is. Worst case scenario, it may take all night. If, by chance, we find a solution, I can get home, but if not, I may have to stay all night. I'm really sorry about this, Phil. I hope you understand.
No problem. Just don't overdo it or anything. Rest when you can.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. I hate to ask, but could you dump a cup of detergent in the washing machine and switch it on? It's ready to go.
Huh? You want me to do the laundry? You know the dryer's on the blink. Can't hang it out to dry in this weather. Why bother?
Yeah, but just having it washed and ready to dry will save me a lot of time later. I've got to do it any chance I get, or it will just pile up before you know it.
Right. Okay, no problem.
Oh, and could you throw in the kitchen towels and the apron in there too? I forgot to throw those in this morning.
Do we even have an apron? I can't remember using it.
Yeah, I bought it because I'm always on the run, as you know. Didn't want to dirty up my suit in the morning. It saved me the other morning, actually. Splashed egg all over it. I left it on the kitchen table. Forgot to drop it in the washing machine this morning. It's bright blue. I can't miss it.
Oh, okay. I'll check and see later on.
You're doing remote work all day today, right? No change in schedule? You don't have to meet a client later or anything, right?
Yep, that's right. As a matter of fact, I was in the middle of something just now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought you were on your lunch break. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
Don't worry about it. After I finish this up, I'm done for the day, so no problem.
Oh, okay, great. So you got the evening free then? All right then. I better be getting back to work. Gotta figure this thing out. If I'm lucky, I can get this done tonight. Wish me luck.
All right, good luck.
Hey, Phil, are you there? Please reply if you're seeing this. I thought you were home. You said you weren't going anywhere. It's a snowstorm out here. Where the hell did you run off to, for God's sake? Did you look outside? Have you taken a look in front of the house? Can't you see the snow piled up on the front walkway? Apparently snow slid off the roof. I got a call from Mrs. Barkley next door. You know the old lady next door, right? Well, she told me that there was a woman buried in the pile of snow. I must have approached the house and the snowpack slid off the roof or something. It was apparently a pretty large pack of snow. Luckily, Mrs. Barkley called the ambulance right away because nobody was home at our place. It took a while for the ambulance to get there, but she said she seemed okay as far as she could tell. As for me, I'm still at the office. We solved that system error problem, but all transportation has been delayed. I have no way to get home because of this snow. I have no idea where you are, so I'm just relaying all this information. Just so you're aware, I can't believe you're not home, Phil. Where'd you go, for crying out loud? Contact me as soon as you see this message. I just hope you're not in trouble or anything. To be honest, I'm worried sick. Phil, are you there? Where the hell are you? I can't seem to get a reply from you. Are you even seeing this? I'm not even sure if you got back home or not. I don't see an icon on screen indicating you're seeing this. Do you even have the thing turned on? Or is your battery just dead and you can't charge it? What's going on, Phil? You're scaring me. I need a reply ASAP. We need to talk about what to do about that woman who was injured in front of our house. She's at the hospital over in Richmond. We can't just ignore her. She was injured on our property. We could get sued, so contact me right away after you see this. You do realize that you're in a real precarious situation here. I hope you're aware of that, Phil.
What the hell is this, Melanie? What's with this message? Sending me crap like this? Is this some kind of gag you're pulling? What's up with this? Making up some far-fetched mumbo-jumbo about you being taken away by an ambulance? What's with this play act and exaggeration? This is not even funny at all, Melanie. And even involving Mrs. Barkley? She's just a little old lady, for God's sake. How could you get her involved in your little prank? It's like you're showcasing your frustration to everybody in this neighborhood. Aren't you in the least bit embarrassed by this dumb little charade? And where were you taken? You said Richmond. Are you talking about the big one on 5th Street? I don't really care, to be honest. I don't plan on visiting you there anyways. I mean, seriously, why would I after what you pulled?
Huh? Pardon me? What are you saying? I'm still at the company. I really can't get out of this right now. I'm not sure I can get home right now.
Hold on a second. Pardon me?
And what the hell are you blabbering about? Phil, I'm really busy right now. I thought I explained it all to you.
But you just messaged me about you getting buried in front of our house and that you were taken to the hospital. What was that all about then?
Phil, are you even reading that message properly? Did you just glance at it? Sure sounds like it.
Huh? Wait a second. You're telling me I read it all wrong? I'm pretty sure...
Just read it over one more time, would you please? And this time, slowly, so that you understand the entire situation.
What is this, Melanie? Some woman was hauled off to the hospital from our house? Are you serious? It says she got buried in snow in front of our house. Are you kidding me? What the hell happened?
Come on, Phil. You did that, didn't you?
Huh? Excuse me?
What was that crap you said to me? You read that message from me all wrong. You thought it was me that got buried in snow, and you didn't give a hoot about me. You weren't even going to visit me at the hospital. Are you serious, Phil? Your outburst is all on record, so there's no use refuting any of it. You meant what you said. There's no denying the fact.
Yeah, well, I just misinterpreted the message is all. I didn't mean it. I was upset. What can I say?
Oh, really? Sure seemed like you meant it. Like I said, the line messages are left on record. There is no disavowing it now. I could even print it out if I wanted to. You want me to do that? Oh, yeah, and I just got a call from the hospital. They were finally able to identify that woman that was taken there.
What?
They said her name was Deborah Sinclair. Ring any bells? I wonder why she was at our home. Delivering something, perhaps? Or maybe visiting someone?
Hold on a second. Did you just say Deborah Sinclair? I mean, just want to confirm, you know.
That's right. Sure sounds like it rings a bell with you, Phil. On the other hand, I have no recollection of such a person. Who is this Deborah Sinclair? You know her, right? Who is she, Phil?
I'm not sure. I thought it was you.
Yeah, and? You thought it was me, so what?
Forget what I said. It's nothing.
It's kind of late to be saying any of that anyways.
Pardon me?
Phil, do you know how much time has passed since this Deborah was taken to the hospital? It was a pretty frantic situation that unfolded over there. All the neighbors were out, the ambulance blaring down the street. A couple of cop cars even showed up. In such a situation, don't you think they did a little background check regarding the whole thing? The cops aren't stupid, you know.
What are you trying to say? Come right out and say it, Melanie. You got my undivided attention. Give it a go then.
All right, if that's the way you want it, Phil. I know all about your little affair, Phil. That Deborah, she's your hot little babe, am I right?
Wait, what? How do you...
And you were seeing two separate girls. Really, Phil? I didn't realize you were such a low-life scumbag.
Oh, wait a second. Why do you even know all this?
Okay, you seem completely bewildered, so let me explain the whole thing to you, Phil. Once you found out I wasn't able to come home last night because of the system troubles we had at the client's place and the fact that the traffic was all disrupted due to the snow, you immediately contacted both Deborah and this other girl you're seeing. But apparently Deborah wasn't able to make it, so you decided to spend the day with your other lover. How am I doing so far, Phil? Did I miss anything? What I think you probably did was you decided to go and pick this girl up somewhere because of the snow. That left the house temporarily empty. But because you're so absent-minded and don't really think things through, or maybe it was you because you were so excited to see your lover. I don't know. Well, in your haste, you left the door unlocked.
Huh? I'm pretty sure I...
Then unexpectedly, Deborah decided to show up at the house. Was she there to surprise you? Or maybe she thought it over and decided she wanted to see her lover boy? Not sure. I guess when she arrived to find the front door open, she figured you were working inside and went in without calling out to you or bothering to knock. After all, you did tell her I wasn't coming home that night because of the snow. She went straight to the kitchen and put on my blue apron, the one I asked you to throw in the washing machine. Then she started cooking dinner for you, as if she were your wife.
Wait, let me explain, Melanie.
Then you came waltzing in with your other lover like nothing happened. You took one look in the kitchen and saw a woman standing there with a bright blue apron. You immediately thought it was me and thought your little love affair was exposed. In your panic-stricken way, you grabbed the woman, who you thought was me, from the kitchen and pushed her out the back kitchen door and onto the snow. You didn't even bother to check if the woman was me.
Are you telling me that woman I tossed out was Debbie?
Yep, that was Deborah. But you seem to prefer Debbie. You guys figured you couldn't very well have your fun and games with the wife at home, so you guys immediately left the house and locked the door on your way out. I have no idea where you guys went, but you were definitely with this other woman of yours, right?
Well, we were... Hey, what happened to Debbie?
I heard that when you tossed her out the door, she fell off the porch and broke her ankle. Apparently you told her, thinking it was me, of course, to stay in the snow to cool off or something to that effect. Debbie managed to make her way to the front door, but it was locked. When she tried to leave the house, she fell off the front porch and couldn't get up due to the severe pain in her ankle. It was really starting to snow about that time, and she gradually got covered in snow, and to make things worse, the snow piled on the roof slid off and buried her even further. She tried calling out, but snow really insulates sound. Did you know that? As you probably know, when it snows like that, there are hardly any people walking around in that kind of weather. It was just by chance that Mrs. Barkley was able to find her. It seems her dog ran off and she was out looking for him and found him snuffing around in the pile of snow in our front yard. I don't want to think about what would have happened to her if she hadn't found her. Immediately, she called the ambulance and was taken away to the hospital. A neighbor also called the police because nobody recognized the girl as anybody from the neighborhood.
Oh, and how is she? I mean, is Debbie okay?
I was told it wasn't anything serious, just a broken ankle. She's recovering just fine, apparently.
Which hospital is she at? Where'd they take her?
Why do you want to know? Are you intending to go visit her? Visit your lover?
Huh? Well, I was just...
To be honest, I'm not at all concerned about your lover. I don't even know her. But to give out information about where she is hospitalized to the very person responsible for putting her in the hospital to begin with, that makes zero sense. So I'm sorry, Phil, I have no intention of telling you anything. Rather than worrying about your sweetheart, maybe you should start worrying about yourself.
Me? Why should I worry?
As I mentioned earlier, a neighbor contacted the police, and the whole thing kind of got a little more complicated.
What do you mean? How complicated?
Did you really think the police would just let this go? Don't you think they would have investigated this? A woman was injured, you know?
But the police... Why involve the police?
They cleared me of any wrongdoing, but I don't know what the situation is right now. I think they're still continuing the investigation.
Wait a second, what are you saying? That I may be in trouble? What's going to happen to me? What do they want from me?
Don't ask me.
How could you say that, Melanie? I'm your husband. How could you be so cold and unconcerned? This could be serious, you know? You're being way too unsympathetic, Melanie. Where's your compassion?
Am I hearing you right, Phil? You're asking me to give you compassion? Seriously? The guy who has 2 lovers? The guy who's been cheating on me for God knows how long?
Yeah, well, it doesn't change the fact that you're my wife and you have a responsibility, a duty to your husband.
Sorry, Phil, that's not going to cut it. Just so you're aware, I'm already talking to my lawyer about a divorce, so...
Huh? Wait, a divorce? You want to get divorced? And why talk to a lawyer? You're really blowing this thing way out of proportion, Melanie.
You don't seem to get the point, Phil. Like I said, you're the one with 2 lovers. You're the one that's been two-timing me. I don't want to hear any crap from a jerk who's been screwing around behind my back. You got that, buddy?
Yeah, well, it was just a fling. You're my main, my true love, Melanie. You know, I was just stressed out with work and all.
Pardon me, I'm your main, huh? Well, that makes me feel so special, thanks.
Yeah, what I mean is, I picked you as my wife. You were the best of...
Best of the lot? Like selecting a used car or something? When are you going to get tired of that and get a new one? And by selecting, are you saying you were already going out with the other 2 girls even before we were married? Maybe there was more than 2.
No, of course not.
Sure sounds like it, Phil. You picked me out of the 3? I wonder why. Is it because I make more than them?
No, what I'm saying is...
I think I'm officially getting pissed off. Before I really go over the edge, maybe it would be better if we continued further discussions regarding this issue through our lawyers.
Like I said, this whole thing about lawyers is going way too far. Let's just talk face to face. I'm sure we can work it out between us.
This coming from the guy that's been screwing around behind my back? My pissed off meter just went up a notch. I wouldn't push it any further, mister.
But I was just trying to...
Please don't try anymore. You'll really regret it, Phil. I would advise against it.
Huh?
Okay, Phil, that's all I've got to say. Goodbye. Have a good life, Phil. I really was about to explode during that line exchange. Glad I cut it off in time. I talked to my lawyer after that and started the process of getting all the papers ready for the divorce. I'm so glad the lawyer will take care of the rest and not have to see Phil any more than I have to. I'm scared I may even give him a fat lip. About a week or so later, my lawyer was able to collect all of the evidence of his infidelity and came up with the amount we would be demanding from him. I was surprised that he got it all done in such a short period of time. The house we were living in was in Phil's name, so I was the one that had to move out. As for Phil, the 2 women eventually learned that he was secretly seeing the both of them. When they found out, you can imagine the furious reaction that must have ensued. Deborah, the girl that got thrown out of the house and ended up in the hospital, is apparently pressing charges against him. The other woman is also suing him for damages. Apparently, he promised her he would get divorced and marry her. Phil kept calling me and sending long, desperate messages online, so I finally changed my phone number and line address. I really can't thank my lawyer enough for moving quickly with all this before it got completely out of control.
Hey, Samantha, just checking in with my beautiful future wife. Hope you've got everything ready on your end. I can't wait to finally get married to you.
Oh, Nate, I can't wait either. And don't worry at all. Everything is prepared. Good morning, by the way. I'm about to leave the house in a bit. Don't worry about me at all. Everything is organized on my end.
Gotcha, too easy. I'm just about ready too.
Hey, Nate, I've been meaning to ask, but are you sure everything is going to be all right?
What do you mean? Is there something bothering you?
You know, those 3 from back in high school that are always notorious for taking it too far, Ben, Jerry, and George, I'm worried that they'll ruin it for us too. Remember last time at Hannah's wedding? They took it way too far with their little prank during the ceremony and got kicked out. How did they even get away with doing that anyways? Nothing like that is going to happen during our wedding, right? I mean, I know we've taken the precautions of not inviting them to our wedding to prevent that from happening, but I know they're the type to just show up at anything that interests them, So I wouldn't put it past them to come crashing in out of the blue. I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid?
Well, if those three cause any issues with me, I'll deal with them without hesitation. They know how serious I am about that too. I've warned them not to do anything or they'll be in a world of pain.
Well, okay then, if you say so. I guess there's nothing I should be worrying about then.
Look, you're just being way too paranoid. Trust me on this one.
You're right. I guess I'm just anxious since it's such a big day for the both of us.
Don't go postponing the wedding now just because you're too worried about it going wrong. I won't forgive you if you end up doing that. I'm only kidding. I know you wouldn't do something that crazy, no matter how worried you were.
Sorry I'm being weird. Just forget what I said.
Anyway, I'll see you soon.
Okay, I look forward to it.
Yo! How have you been, Sammy? Remember me? It's Ben from high school. You're confused how I got in contact with you. I guess we weren't friends on here. Look, don't sweat the details. Then again, I guess you're not gonna see these messages until after the reception ends. Well, whatever. I'll keep you updated anyways. You bet the boys are all gonna be there just like good old times. I'm with Jerry and George right now. I know we weren't invited, but we can't pass up such a massive party like this, right? You'll be seeing us real soon. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. We found a secret little entrance to crash this party of yours, and we're about to infiltrate. Wish us luck! So I hope you're ready. I don't want you to get a heart attack from our sudden entrance. Oh man, you're an absolute legend, Sammy. I'm glad our little plan to shove your face into the wedding cake went through without getting noticed, and that wasn't the best part either. Who would have expected you to trip on your own wedding dress during all of this and face plant into the floor? Then, the wedding cake came crashing down, landing all over you. Man, I wish I got that on video. There's no way we could have scripted something that hysterical. Anyways, you've been pranked. Oh, I'm glad I went over the entire plan with your husband Nate beforehand. Anyways, I'd love to hang out more with the rest of you, but we've got places to be and things to do, so we'll see you later. Phew, thanks for the laugh. Hey, how are you doing? Well, what a fall you had. God, that was classic. Epic prank, right? I wish I could see that again. That was insane how you just fell right into the cake and then you got finished off when it crumbled all onto you. God, and the crowd loved it. Did you see their reactions? I hope someone in the crowd recorded all of that. Man, if we upload that, it'll go viral. Anyways, go get dressed and come back. Busy day ahead after all. Hey, Samantha. Aw, come on now. There's no need to be so bitter about the whole thing. And besides, you wouldn't have ruined the wedding dress if it wasn't for you tripping over and face planting, right? I'd say you're partially responsible for all of this. Anyways, I'm sure it won't even take that long, so stop sulking and get dressed. Go choose a new dress and put it on and do your makeup again. I'm sure you'll be good to go in no time. Look, we can't keep the other visitors waiting forever, okay? I'm sure the staff working here also wouldn't appreciate it if we postponed the wedding just because of some small mishap. So get on with it.
We will be canceling the wedding, and I'll be filing for a divorce.
Wait, what? Huh? Hold on. Have you gone insane? You're joking, right? Samantha, we need to talk right now. What in the world are you thinking? How could you report my friends to the police? Hello? It was a light prank. Get over yourself. You're such a drama queen. That's all it was. A lighthearted joke. Don't take it personally, you party pooper. Those were your husband's close friends from school. Are you not embarrassed to be this much of a sore loser? You could have just laughed it off. Honestly, I wouldn't even have minded if you got depressed about it, but calling the police on them is too far. To top it off, you had to call off the wedding? Are you for real? We were having such a great relationship up until then, but of course you had to ruin it all. We have to pay a cancellation fee. Do you not understand that your actions could lead to consequences for us? Not to mention, you went ahead and wasted the 25 grand that we paid to get all this set up. Are you stupid? Do you think I'm made of money or something?
I'm sure you've heard from my lawyer at this point, but what you did was clearly cross the line. You know I had light brain damage from that fall I took, right? All because of your dumb prank that you thought was so funny to set up?
Wait, what do you mean?
Nate, I passed out because of what you did. You know how I sent you the message about canceling the wedding and having a divorce with you and all? Well, that was actually my mom that wrote all that for my sake since I was unconscious. Not to mention I twisted my ankle when I fell. And to top things off, the knife I was holding at the time cut through my wedding dress. One wrong move and it could have been critical for me, you know? Your friends might have directly caused my death. Do you want me dying on the most important day of our lives? And you're the one that thinks I'm taking it too far by bringing all of this up to the police? Is that how it is? I think if anything, you're the one that made the 25 grand we spent go to waste. You ruined this wedding.
Ugh, damn it.
I'm going through with this divorce no matter what. End of conversation. I'm warning you. You better be prepared.
Samantha, I won't accept this. You hear me? I was just trying to brighten up the mood since you were so worried about all of those things happening. And this is how you repay me? By getting my friends arrested and throwing me out like yesterday's garbage? But of course that wasn't enough to satisfy you. You made my friends pay for all of your hospital fees. Then you went through and called things off with our marriage and made me pay for all the cancellation fees. Besides, why do I have to pay for everything related to this failed wedding anyways? We both should have to split it. It was your wedding as much as it was mine. How much money are you going to take from me before you're satisfied?
You knew from the very beginning that I was wary about those friends of yours. I feared that they would have done something like this, and yet instead you helped them out? I heard from someone that you told them that it was fine to go through with their prank. But why did you never dig deeper to find out what they were going to do specifically? You literally gave them permission to do whatever they wanted at our wedding.
Well, I didn't want to ruin the surprise after all. Can't be having that on such a day of celebrations.
You know very well that that's not the problem here. Why did I have to deal with 3 guys that assaulted me by throwing me into a cake from behind? Tell me, what did I do to deserve this? Why did I have to suffer injuries and embarrass myself in front of a crowd just for your entertainment, huh?
Like I keep saying, if it wasn't for you losing your balance, then this would have just ended in a light laugh for both of us. You just had to fall over and cause all of these problems. Now look, the whole wedding is a mess.
Listen to me. I had never worn a wedding dress out and about like that, Nate. Not to mention I was wearing high heels. Do you know how hard it is to regain your balance when you're being pushed with the things I was wearing? I'd love to see you try going through all of that with a wedding dress on. How would a woman even win a strength contest against 3 grown men anyways?
You say that, but this was all just an accident. I never knew it was going to end with you getting injured.
You were okay with your friends assaulting your own wife. Let that sink in, Nate. And to add insult to injury, you, who I was going to get married to, didn't even come to help me up at all. You were just sitting back and laughing with those 3 idiots you call friends.
I keep telling you I didn't realize you were actually hurt.
I'm sure you could have at least rushed over and checked if I was okay, but you didn't even do that. You need to remember, Ben and the others have caused havoc at other weddings in the past. How did you not realize this was a bad idea to let them do whatever they wanted? You're lucky. This could have gone much worse than what ended up happening. I had a knife in my hand, for God's sake. We agreed to not let them anywhere near this wedding, didn't we? So why did you break my trust and help them to do what they wanted to do? I don't understand you at all. I thought you loved me. Did you really not care about my feelings that much that you were okay with me being potentially injured from all of this?
Well, that wasn't my intention. You have to believe me.
Well, what was your intention then?
Well, how can I explain this?
Go on, tell me. What was your intention? Be honest.
You see, it's complicated.
What did I say? Look at you. You can't even come up with a single valid excuse. Do you understand why I want to go through with this divorce now? And why I made you pay for all of the expenses? Clearly, you were the only one between us that was in the wrong. So, of course, you're the one that will be paying for damages. You directly caused the issues with this wedding, so you better have it in you to fix all of this up yourself. That's what responsibility is.
Hey, so I was thinking, is there any chance we could try again and start over?
Hell no. I know you would say the same thing to me if the roles were reversed. Now just get out of my face already.
Hey, Samantha. I suppose it's been 5 years already, huh? Time sure flies. I heard the big news. You're getting married soon, aren't you? Congratulations. And I heard where the wedding is going to be held too. It's all happening today, isn't it? I know you wish it were me you were marrying. I'll go pick you up right away. Just you wait. We're supposed to get married. And then we can finally get back together like old times. Hey, Samantha, where are you? Sam? Hold on, I don't get any of this. I went ahead and dressed up all nice and fancy for this day. I'm waiting outside too. But I noticed that you're not even the one getting married. How does that make sense? I don't get it. I thought you were getting married at the hotel downtown today. Oh, come on, answer me already.
Oh, what do you want?
There you are, finally. Where exactly are you right now? Come on, just tell me already.
Why do I have to tell you where I'm getting married? You literally have no part in my life right now.
You need to tell me, please.
God, fine, I'll tell you. Just stop pestering me already. I'm in Hawaii, and for your information, I'm getting married as we speak. So now what? What are you gonna do with that information,
Huh? Wait, you're in Hawaii? Why are you all the way out there?
To not deal with you. Why else would I be here?
Damn it, you took a plane just to get away from me? I thought you'd still be in the same city all this time.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but people change in 5 years. Though it seems like you didn't change one bit from the looks of things. I moved to an entirely different state because I didn't want to ever deal with you again. I quit my job, moved states, and started a brand new life here. And now I'm marrying a man who I met when I was first settling down here. That's all there is to it.
Wait, what? Why though? I still have feelings for you. Don't you understand me?
I don't believe a single word that comes from your filthy mouth.
Why not, huh? What did I ever do to you?
Really? What did you ever do to me? You really don't remember? You laughed at me while I was in pain on our wedding day. If that doesn't tell me what I need to know about you, I don't know what will.
I told you that was all a misunderstanding that came up from an accident.
I don't care if that wasn't your intention or whatever, because that's exactly what happened. Why would I ever want to go back to being with you after getting my trust completely shattered like that?
Samantha, come on. This isn't the game you want to be playing.
You just want to get back with me so that everyone else around you thinks that you're not as vile as you actually are, right? God, you're so childishly naive.
Wait, please, give me another chance.
Ask yourself this. Why would I? I haven't needed you for the past 5 years, and I won't need you going forward either.
Just wait a second, let's talk this through.
Don't ever message me again.
Hold on. See, I messed up again when I went to a wedding the other week, and they're blaming all of the damages on me. I need to pay them money now. I'm in more debt than I ever was. Please, Samantha, I need your help. I'm begging you. Even my parents aren't helping me out at all. I promise I'll make you happy, so please just save me this once. We used to love each other so much, remember? Please. Don't just ignore me. Ugh, why aren't you reading any of my messages? Sam!
Even 5 years after having a divorce with my ex-husband, I didn't end up blocking his number just in case I could use any further assault as evidence. But to think he'd actually try and contact me again and try to make me his wife of all things? After hearing about his death that he had, I reached out to a friend back home. She told me that Nate had ended up crashing a wedding of someone unrelated to him and caused a scene for the sake of it, ending in him owing the couple a $50,000 fine. To make things worse for him, he'd been fired from his job a few months prior and was completely unemployed. And he was getting shady loans from elsewhere in order to support himself. Until one day a black car arrived at his worn-down apartment, and that was the last time anyone saw him. I don't entirely know what happened to Nate, but I'm sure it had something to do with the egregious amounts of money he was borrowing. His bank account, on the other hand, is getting small payments as the months go by, so perhaps he's being made to work for someone somewhere.